Ahoy there, chummers, and welcome to Shadowrun Reviews, the show where I review Shadowrun sourcebooks, both new and old. My name is Happy, and welcome. Welcome. You like that cold open there? No script. We're doing this video unscripted here. So, the last Shadowrun video I did, actually the first Shadowrun video I did, got a really good response. Not a whole hell of a lot of views, but I did get a whole bunch of different subscribers and a lot of people expressing interest in future content, and that tells me that, first and foremost, there's a real hunger for Shadowrun content out there, and this is because I like I said in that video, there's almost no Shadowrun channels out there. At least not anything that's current. Most of the Shadowrun channels that I have been able to find are not uploading Shadowrun content anymore, and there was only one channel that I was able to find that actually had any Shadowrun content within the last year. So I think like I said, there's a real niche here to be exploited. There's a lot of content out there that I can do. There's a metric ton of Shadowrun lore out there. It's one of the most expansive game universes out there, and it's my favorite universe as well, as I said in that first video. So I was thinking about what other content I could bring to you that has to do with Shadowrun. Now, obviously, there's miniature painting. My channel focused very heavily on miniature painting. I'm still going to do the miniature painting for those of you who have asked me that. That's not going away. I'm going to start painting some Shadowrun minis at some point. I'm probably going to do it. Definitely going to do it on definitely going to do it on video here on YouTube. Probably going to do it more on my Twitch channel doing live streams, but I'm definitely going to be doing some Shadowrun mini painting. I just need to get Shadowrun minis. That's the only thing here. But one of the things that I do have lying around readily available is a ton of Shadowrun source books from 2nd, 3rd, and 4th editions. I don't have anything more recent from 5th and 6th editions, because I kind of got out of the gaming scene for a couple of years. But I've got a lot of old books, I've got a lot of newer books, a lot of content to go to. So I thought, why not review some of that old content, especially for those of you who might just be getting into Shadowrun, might be looking for stuff to buy, or maybe just want to have another look at the Shadowrun universe. I think going through and doing some book reviews for different source books and things like that would be a really good idea. And we're going to start today with my favorite Shadowrun source book from 2nd edition, Bug City. All right, so the first thing that you'll notice about Bug City, this book in particular, is it's very worn. I have had this book since high school, and it is definitely well loved. Got a little bit of fuzz on it there, but yeah, you can see the spine is pretty almost completely destroyed. Lots of wear and tear on the cover. This is actually one of the Shadowrun 2nd edition source books that I have in better condition, believe it or not. Some of my other ones are really bad. But anyway, as I said, this is my absolute favorite Shadowrun source book, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, the art in it is just creepy as hell. I mean, look at that bug spirit on that cover. That is just, it's something nightmarish, which it's supposed to be. The bugs, bug spirits, if you know anything about Shadowrun, bug spirits are essentially a world-ending bad guy. I mean, they're out to basically conquer the planet and replace everybody with bug spirits, and the artwork kind of reflects it. And you can see throughout the book, you've got the little pictures of the different types of insect spirits. You've got the border on the book is all this insects. You got little insects crawling all over the pages. It's just it just evokes an atmosphere of almost eldritch horror. I want to say. It's just so good. And again, the art. This is something that I love about Shadowrun books in 2nd edition and 3rd edition, little bit in 4th edition. Again, I don't know a whole lot about 5th and 6th edition yet, but this is something I love, is that source books always had art in the middle of it. Always, just without fail, they always had this. And all of these are just, they're really fucking creepy. Seriously, I mean, look at that fly. Look at that fly spirit right there. That is nasty. That is just something you would not want to run into at night or during the day or anywhere, really. The firefly spirit, it's just, the book, when they describe firefly spirits, they talk about them being horrifying but beautiful. You definitely get that impression from this artwork here with the firefly spirits. And then we got the mosquito. That just looks a little cartoony in the face, but still, it looks really menacing. The mantis spirit looks pretty nasty as well. And we got the wasp spirit. We got this mosquito spirit just stabbing its proboscis. I don't know what you would call that, through some guy's neck on the next page. It's just the artwork in the book really does a great job of selling the atmosphere of the book, and that is oppressive eldritch horror, essentially, is what it is. Now, the book itself, it actually takes two tones to it. Well, first of all, let me tell you what's in the book. This book, when it was released at the time, included rules for insect spirits, and including insect spirits in your Shadowrun games. It also included information on the Chicago Containment Zone, the CZ as it's known as. And if you're not familiar with the Containment Zone, which we'll talk about that in a lore video upcoming at some point, but the Containment Zone essentially was the area of Chicago that was walled off when the insect spirits invaded. And it stood for a number of years, I think 4 years, or maybe even 5 years. It was around for a while before it came down. And everybody who was in the containment zone at the time ended up being trapped inside with bug spirits. And that is the setting for Bug City. And it describes in detail a lot of the key areas in that section of Chicago. It describes the containment zone border, the forces that guard it, and that sort of thing. And it also details some of the gangs and personalities and warlords that ended up taking over in Bug City as well. My favorite part of the book, though, other than, and again, it opens up with this quarantine poster. It's awesome. It really is. This book is just, there's a reason why it's my favorite. But it opens up with this story of City Under Siege. And most Shadowrun source books open up with some sort of fiction. Second edition books in particular, and third edition books as well. Not so much in fourth edition, I've noticed, but the second and third edition there was a real effort to make it seem like this was a file that was posted on a forum, on a Matrix forum, essentially an internet forum, and it would include little snippets of comments from different readers expressing opinions or clarifying things and that sort of thing. And this whole City Under Siege story is done in that style. It opens up with a message from Captain Chaos, the head of the former Shadowland BBS before it was destroyed in the second crash, I believe. But it opens up with a note from Captain Chaos, kind of describing the state of affairs in Chicago, and then it goes into what is essentially a chat log of the moments just before Chicago was nuked, essentially. I'm going to talk about all of this in a lore video. Bug City is probably going to require several lore videos, but I am definitely going to talk about this. But essentially what happened with the containment zone, the reason why it was put up is because there was a nuclear detonation in an effort to kill the bug spirits. And didn't work, obviously. They put the containment zone up. locked the bug spirits in there, essentially waited them out. That was the UCAS strategy. So the story is essentially the opening moments, or the moments before that blast called the Cermak blast, and you get a real sense of confusion from this fiction here, because it's being done as a chat log on a forum. You're not getting the whole picture of everything. You're getting someone's point of view of one little tiny snippet of what's going on, and those little snippets add up to give you not a complete picture, but a picture of what may be happening in that area of Chicago. And you can see, right here, I'm not going to give away any, give away too much, no spoilers, but it actually it even includes system messages and system errors and things like that. And it's just so good. It really is. And then after the story, you have the Windy City, which kind of describes a little bit about Chicago, transportation, that sort of thing. They do it as like it's taken from like a travel brochure and that sort of thing. And it describes different neighborhoods, demographics, government, that sort of thing. Insects Among Us, and I think it's Insects Among Us. Living in Oblivion is what details the containment zone, and it has a little bit of information about how to run games inside the containment zone and that sort of thing. Some of the events and some of the personalities and things like that you can see. And then Insects Among Us is the chapter after that. And this talks about insect spirits. And it talks about its theory at this point. It's all it is. It's theory written by somebody from inside the containment zone. I think the character is Two Spirits, who's one of the warlords inside the containment zone. But it's essentially one person's theories and describing the insect spirits and that sort of thing, and how to fight them and all sorts of. It's so well done. And again, the thing that sells it are the comments from the forums. That's what sells it, because these comments are, a lot of them are relevant to what's being discussed in that particular section. But then you have some comments that they don't have anything to do with the content. It's just people panicking and asking for help and shit like that. And it really, really, really helps to sell the narrative that the book is going for. And that is of a city that is out of control, under lockdown, in total and complete anarchy. And it's just such a good book. It really is. Now, if you're wanting to use any of this stuff in second or third edition, you won't have really too much problem with it. Second and third, this book was written for second edition. Third edition is not that much different from second edition. And it's got a map of the containment zone as well. That's right. That's actually really cool. I forgot about that. So anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, second edition and third edition are not that different, so you can port this stuff into third edition pretty easily. Fourth edition, it's pretty different, but fourth edition has its own stats for bug spirits. So if you're going to run fourth edition, I would just use those stats. But if you want to run a fourth edition or fifth or sixth edition style game set in the containment zone during the year, I think this was 2053. This is a really handy book to have. This is a really handy book to have if you're doing anything with insect spirits in general, just because of the amount of information that it has. And you truly get a sense of the scope of the insect spirit invasion in this book. It for fluff reasons only and lore reasons, I can't recommend this book enough. It is really well written. The art in here is creepy as hell, and the comments in all of the articles are really what helps to sell this book. And I believe, if I remember correctly, you can actually pick this up in digital form from Catalyst Game Labs, or through like Drive-Thru RPG or something like that. I'm not 100% certain on that. I'm going to check it out, and if that is the case, I will put a link in the description of this video and in the comment section, so you can go and peruse that. Not being sponsored, I don't get any kickback for it or anything. It's just, you know, a nice thing that I would like to do, and I would encourage you, if you can, to buy this book. If you can find a physical copy of it, get that, because physical copy I think is always better than a digital copy. But if you get the digital copy, that's good too, because this book is that awesome. And that's the Chip Truth, chummers. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more Shadowrun content. Hit that notification bell so you will always know when I upload a brand new Shadowrun video, and until next time, remember to shoot straight and never, ever deal with a dragon.